I have seen inside your soul.
It's not pretty in there.
Welcome to the Rowdy.com Big Three. I'm Buck Beaver, he's Bassmasters. Buzz Cutler sitting over there in his Union 76 gasoline shirt. We're going to talk NASCAR issues.
We are going to talk NASCAR issues. We're actually going to talk NASCAR issue, just many permutations thereof, because NASCAR handed down the penalties to Cousin Carl and the Kesmeister yesterday. 60 points, 25 grand for Carl Edwards, both on double secret probation across all three National Touring Series for the rest of the season. Bassmasters, Buck Beaver, is this the death knell of Have At It?
We're going to stand our ground and say, you know, boys, get after it, take the gloves off, be aggressive. They're doing a great job. We've had the best racing that I can remember seeing in my career in all of our series, from, you know, trucks and nationwide and the Cup Series. And we shouldn't let one or two incidents, you know, overshadow any of that.
No, it's not the death knell of Have At It. They let a ton of stuff go, but how could they continue to let this feud escalate when Keselowski's been put in danger twice in a row? They had to draw a line somewhere. I think the drivers understand that they just can't go out and wreck people willy-nilly over and over again, that if they do that, NASCAR will step in. I also think the drivers understand that if something happens on the racetrack once or twice, and it's not a huge wreck, or it's only a huge wreck once, they'll probably get some leeway. So I think we understand a little better the limits of Have At It. There were going to be limits no matter what. Now we understand it better.
Okay, let's explain Have At It, boys. You can have at it all you want one time, but you keep doing it. You keep pissing off and messing with the same guy. We're going to have to put you on probation. And by the way, I thought they would have handed out a far stiffer penalty than this, really.
I mean, it's
Seriously.
60 points right now, and more if you do it again.
Come on.
Is what it is.
No big deal.
All right, issue number 2. Carl Edwards was clearly the aggressor at Gateway International Raceway.
Well, he would say Brad Keselowski started.
yeah.
I'm asking you, should Brad Keselowski have gotten probation for the rest of the season?
I mean, on the merits of what happened on the racetrack, I would have to say no.
Yeah,
yes, he drove Carl very aggressively. Yes, he got up into Carl, but he didn't wreck Carl. You know, I mean, we've seen a lot worse. So on the merits of it, no. But you got to assume, as you were saying, Cutler, that they did it for prophylactic reasons. In other words, to prevent something happening again, which I think is a very interesting aspect to this, because in a way, Carl Edwards should be thanking NASCAR for what they did yesterday.
Listen, his actions on the racetrack alone in and of themselves are all part of Have At It, boys. It would have been no big deal, but it's happened time and time and time again.
Which means, unless he wants to thumb his nose at NASCAR, he can't retaliate against Carl Edwards. Now, he might do it anyway, and I think that's an interesting question. What should he do next?
Well, that is issue number 3.
Well, I think, but real quick, think about it, though. Carl Edwards now, when Brad Keselowski races around him,
he's protected.
Doesn't Brad Keselowski have to be more careful now that he's on probation, unless he wants to violate that probation, and maybe he decides, I'm going to violate it because I'm, 23rd in the points or whatever it is, and
but
you know, if they take points away from me, so be it. I still got to protect myself?
In a twisted way, NASCAR has come out and protected Carl every single time. They finally penalize him, but they also penalize Keselowski, making sure that Keselowski doesn't go after him.
I agree. I think it works out well for Carl Edwards. He knows where the boundaries are.
Yeah.
The nationwide points, it's a bummer, but, you know, it's not the Cup Series.
Yeah.
And he probably wasn't going to win the championship anyway, although he certainly would have had a shot at it if he could outrun Brad for the rest of the season. But I think in a funny way, this works out great for Carl Edwards.
Works out great for Carl.
All right, that has been your Rowdy.com Big 3 for today. For Buck, I'm Bass. And tomorrow, I promise we won't talk about this. We'll talk only about Indianapolis. We'll see you next time.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.